Online English class. I am Mohammad Nuralam, lecturer of English, Police Science School and College, Rangpur. Today, I am going to conduct a class on SSC English first paper, Unit 2, Greatest Scientific Achievements. The name of the lesson is Some of the Greatest Scientific Achievements of the last of the 50 years. Today's topic is some of the greatest scientific achievements of the last 50 years. The summary or the synopsis of this lesson is the lesson shows some of the greatest scientific achievements of the last 50 years. For example, artificial heart, cell phone, personal computer, communication satellite, landing on the moon, internet, microchip, and etc. The key learning points of this lesson is inventions of science, advancements of science, contributions of science. Now let's see some pictures of some inventions of our science. You can see a television, mobile phone, aeroplane, cars, and electricity. Now in the picture you can see the artificial heart. The artificial heart, Robert Jarvik designed it. It exposes the prospect of longer life. In 1982, first artificial heart was transplanted. The patient survived 112 days. We are grateful to Robert Jarvik for his contribution, though it is not totally successful still now. Dear students, now you can see some pictures of cell phones. Cell phones. Phones were invented in the late 1800s, but phones became available in 1900s. More than 100 million people use mobile phones in Bangladesh. More than 4.6 billion people have mobile phones in the world. Mobile phones are considered one of the greatest inventions of all time. Now let's see the picture of personal computer. Personal computer. Personal computers became available to consumers in 1974. Microsoft Windows made computer popular. Computer allows us to access the internet, do word processing, use calculator, watch TV, play games, and do various activities. Now let's see the picture of a communication satellite. The communication satellite. Communication satellite was first introduced on 10 July 1962. It carried the first live transatlantic TV broadcasts. Nowadays, people use satellites for GPS, TV, radio, weather tracking, military surveillance, space exploration, and global communications, among other things. Now let's see the picture of the moon landing. The moon landing. The United States Apollo 11 was the first crewed mission to land on the moon on 20 July 1969. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first and second people, respectively, to walk on the moon. It opened the door to future space travel and led to a number of spin-off inventions. Now you can see the picture of a microchip. The microchip. A microchip is a set of electronic circuits on one small plate of semiconductor material, normally silicon. The forerunner to the microchip was invented back in 1959, but it started working in 1980s. Microchip is cheaply and effectively used for calculators, personal computers, pet identification, automatic teller machines, satellites, pacemakers, cell phones, and microwave ovens, among many other products. Home tasks. Read the passage thoroughly. From your textbook, write a paragraph on modern science. Thank you very much for watching this video, and we shall meet once again with another class. এটা যে দেওয়ার লাগবে
And Falcon 9's on internal power.
এটা চালু করা যাবে কি এখন? Now you can see the original launching of Bangabandhu Satellite 1.
Gas closeouts.
AFTS is ready for launch.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
LD go for launch.
Minus 15 seconds.
Falcon 9 is at flight pressures.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition, liftoff.
Stable propulsion's normal.
Power telemetry nominal.
And you saw Falcon 9 lift off in a beautifully clear shot there at 4:14 p.m. Eastern. At T plus 10 seconds, the thrust vector control system
Vehicle is supersonic.
tilted Falcon to begin a pitch kick maneuver to get it going sideways. You just heard that we're going supersonic and we're about to go through max Q when the rocket's pushing hardest against the atmosphere.
Vehicle is experiencing maximum dynamic pressure.
We've successfully achieved that major milestone of every rocket launch. We're actually decreasing the thrust in our engines a little bit around the time of max Q to minimize some of those forces. Coming up about 50 seconds from now,
And back engine chill.
there will be 3 events in quick succession. The main engines will cut off, the 2 stages will separate, and the second stage will start its Merlin vacuum engine, which you heard is just beginning its own chill procedure. cutoff happening just a few seconds from now.
Pico.
And there you saw those events occurring just as planned. You can even see some of the flicker from Merlin vacuum engine plume as it flicker in the cameras as that plume sort of interacted with the top of the interstage there for a moment. The next major event is the fairing deploy coming up just a few seconds from now. That's the second stage that will be deploying its fairing.
Vehicle is on nominal trajectory.
And there you see the fairings falling away behind. They're light, they're made of carbon fiber and aluminum honeycomb, but they still represent excess mass, so we no longer need them once we get out of the atmosphere.
Acquisition of signal Bermuda.
For those of you just joining us, we had three events in rapid succession. We had a main engine cutoff from that first stage, we had a stage separation event, and then we had a second stage light, followed quickly then by a fairing separation. Everything's going great right now. Falcon 9 is looking pretty good. Right now, let's go over what we can see on your screen. On the left-hand side, that's a camera mounted on the top of the first stage of the rocket, looking down towards the 9 Merlin engines at the bottom. In that view, you can see those titanium grid fins. They slowly deployed just after stage separation, and those grid fins will allow the Falcon 9 first stage to guide itself back down towards the drone ship. Of course, I still love you. You can see brief flashes of those cold gas thrusters as they guide, provide additional control authority for that first stage. On the right-hand side of your screen is a camera mounted at the very bottom of the second stage, looking down towards the Merlin vacuum nozzle. Of course, at the very other end of that stage is the Bangabandhu Satellite 1. Right now, that Merlin vacuum engine is glowing red hot with those exhaust gases as it propels Bangabandhu Satellite 1 into its final geostationary transfer orbit. Our Falcon 9 first stage today is going to perform 2 burn maneuvers in order to get back down towards the drone ship. The first burn is going to be an entry burn coming up in about 30 seconds. You'll be able to see that entry burn start on the left-hand side of your screen.